Hello all, I am Gabby. This is Disco Spine Craft. This is my channel where I come to talk about knitting and fiber arts. And I want to talk today about how to make time to knit. This is something that I talk about with a lot of other parents, moms, anybody else who's trying to have a creative practice and still be a parent, a full-time working parent, a part-time parent, or part-time working parent. No such thing as part-time parents. So it's a really challenging thing to do, to find this balance. And I am knitting right now, as we chat, a beanie for one of my children. And this is the Into the Whirled yarn. It's called The Struggle is Real, the colorway. So I wanted to... it's a very apt name for finding time to do your craft and to do your passion. So let's just, start right off with, I'm sitting here at my desk, knitting and chatting. I'm practicing my continental style instead of my English style. I usually do English. And I think this is a great place to start. If you are a person who has to be in meetings, if you have meetings where you have people who understand that knitting is not a distraction, really, it's a way that your brain is, you could process things when you chat with people, or if you have meetings where you frequently have to show up with the camera off, like a very large group, or meetings where you are not the speaker, you're just a listener. All of these are possibilities for getting into a small project as you go through your day of like busy meetings and calls. So I think that's a great possibility. Therapy is another great option. Therapists will probably understand that you are engaging with them and still doing your craft. So that's one really fun way to work that in. Another way as a busy parent that you can make some space is if you have to be in the car line at pickup and drop off at your kid's school. So I know at my kid's school, I was a pickup and drop off parent all last year because my child was pretty young, and I would be in the car line, like the queue, for quite a bit. So there's an opportunity there where you're like not actually driving, you're just sitting in your car. I certainly would not recommend that you try to knit and drive, but if you are in a car pulled off to the side of the road waiting in a line, what better time to pull out a project and just continue your progress on it. The next space where you can make some time is waiting for the bus. Now it's related to, it's like the inverse of the car pickup drop-off line, where if you have to sit at a bus stop with your child or waiting for them to come off the bus stop, you do have to get out there before they're about to arrive, and you probably have some wait time. So might as well bring, especially like a nice small little project, little sock project, little hat project. Perfect. Like there you go, 10 minutes right there. The next one you could do is if you and your child if you're bringing your kid to extracurricular activities of any kind, you should be bringing your knitting project. You don't have to bring your massive sweater or blanket project, but again, something portable is really easy to whip out and knit on while you're on the sidelines of games, while you're in the waiting room of the, gymnastics place, or I used to bring her to dance class a lot, and I would just be out in the seats around the door, like we're not in the room, we're out in like a waiting area, so might as well pass the time. So I feel like so many parents have plenty of opportunities there where you can bring a portable small project and still make some progress on it. So yeah, consider that as you go about your week with your kids. This one is a little off of the beaten path, maybe. If you go to a lot of like kids' birthday parties and you don't know anybody, bring your knitting. Just like, you mingle, you get to know some of the parents, but like if you're there for 2-3 hours and maybe you've kind of like done a little bit of socializing, or you're just like maybe not able to connect with anybody, just bring your knitting and sit. No one's gonna like care. I don't know. If they do care, like you don't have to care that they care. I did this the other day where like I was at a party and it was a lovely party. I did know a few people and I chatted with them, but they also, moved on to do their own mingling with other people. And then I sat down and I pulled out my little project. And then a different person came over to me and was like, oh, you knit. I love to knit. I crochet, blah, blah, blah. So it can also just be like a really easy way to start conversations when you're out in like a public setting with strangers, and you can kind of bring out any other crafter in the midst who wants to start up a conversation with you. So that's a really fun opportunity. If you're feeling like you're not shy about it, just go for it. The other idea of getting outside with knitting that I've heard so many people talk about is walking and knitting. Now, this is a really tricky one. Again, like almost everything I've talked about, you kind of have to have a project that's portable, and you have to have like a bag that will hold your project in such a way that you can be pulling your working yarn and not getting tangled up, and simple enough that you can really keep eyes up on the road. The environmental risks, I would like only do this in a place where you have like a safe lane of walking, or in like a very, very quiet and not very well trafficked neighborhood. We definitely don't do it on like major roadways or anything. But if you have something that's like very stockinette based that you could look at only a little bit, just glancing down from time to time, and it's just this thread or this yarn easily coming out of your project bag. You don't have to constantly stop and adjust. Like, it's going to be actually kind of easy to incorporate. So I was inspired by Andrea Mowry. She talks about glue on like knit walks, and then I noticed like other influencers in knitting community are also doing it, and I was like, I never thought to combine those things. So I've tried it a bit, and yeah, I do follow those rules of picking safe spaces and easy projects, and it's pretty successful. It's kind of cool. And maybe this winter, try it on an indoor situation, like if you're gonna walk on a treadmill just to get some steps, like bring a small knitting project and enjoy yourself. And that's also probably a good way to practice before you go out into the real world. Like if you're feeling nervous about tripping or nervous about your ability to like look up and down, I think try it on the treadmill a bit. Although that being said, sometimes treadmills can be a little weird. Easier to fall off of than one might imagine. So use caution, but make safe choices. And then lastly, I think one of the ways that I get in some extra knitting is I knit after dark with a light on. So I have to spend some time in my kid's bedroom being present in like a rocking chair while I shush them and I do my knitting. So I have one of those neck knitting lights. It's not in my reach right now, but I bring that into my kids' room. I sit in the chair, I have my neck light on, I turn it on, and I do my knitting. And they are very accustomed to it at this point. I feel like it's kind of cute for me to model that behavior to them too, where it's like, hey, I'm just unwinding with you. I'm just sitting here doing my thing. You can know that mom's right here. It reminds me of the Goodnight Moon book where I'm the quiet old lady whispering hush. So that's me. That's who I've become. I'm just knitting and hushing. But yeah, the neck light is actually super handy. Even if you're not like in the actual dark, even if you're just in like dim lighting, like maybe you're doing like a movie knit, and then you just want to like turn on the light and have a little extra like clarity. It's very like focused. So when I have used the neck light while watching movies, I have asked my husband if it is glare, like if there's reflection, and he's never had a problem with it. So I think it's a really easy thing to incorporate into a knitting practice, making sure that whatever opportunities you have, you can take advantage of them with a small additional light. And last note I have here about where to knit is very similar to the extracurricular one, but really any waiting room. Anytime you have to have an appointment, you should bring your bag of knitting, because especially any type of medical appointment, the wait could be, it's like a never ending. Like, are we going to urgent care with somebody? It could be 5 minutes. It could be an hour. Like, you just never know. So be prepared. Bring your knitting. If you have to do a lot of types of appointments, I don't know, lawyers' offices, anywhere they're going to make you wait crazy amounts of time, that is perfect, like, to clock some progress. Like, so just never travel anywhere without your trusty knitting bag. That's how I approach it. Always have something. And it makes me look a little cuckoo sometimes, but you know what? I embrace it. Have a little bit of a bag lady energy. Got my purse, got my water bottle, and I have my knitting. Always have all my items. So yeah, that's how I am able to incorporate knitting into a lot of these free moments throughout the day. And they're like not exactly free. Like I'm kind of multitasking, or I'm passing time. And something key that I'd like to, if it's not obvious, I'd like to just point out, anytime that you're sitting and scrolling, like I could be sitting and scrolling in a waiting room, I could be sitting and scrolling waiting for my kid's bus, but instead just replace it with your craft, with your project. And that is a way that you can actively carve some time. I think I provided like eight ideas here for different times where you could make time to knit. And if you did that for 10 minutes each, that's 80 minutes of knitting time you just carved back for yourself. Even if you just pick a few of them, that's 40 hours or 40 minutes of knitting time that you can redeem. So consider how you're spending that time. Consider if there's places where you can bring a little small like project bag with you, and it would be really easy to adapt to. So yeah, I feel strongly about it because I don't know, knitting has brought me so much comfort, and I find it so gratifying. And it's like, why wouldn't I want to just continue to find places for it here and there? And again, modeling that behavior for your kids. Like the more often they see you working with your hands and not doom scrolling, I think it's going to be better for everyone's health, mental health and physical health, I guess. It's just overall good is the point. Yeah, so I think that's it for me today. I'd love to hear, maybe share some weird places you've knit that you never thought you'd find yourself knitting in. I'm also interested to know if y'all do a similar nighttime routine with your children. Are you the quiet old lady whispering hush, just like me, knitting in a rocking chair? Oh man, how times have changed. But okay, yeah, so I will see you guys next time. Bye.